Are there any like lived experiences that you're willing to divulge that might be in the amalgamation of some of these songs, like things that you or your um women friends or family have experienced specifically?
Yes. Let me think about it. Like maybe there's a few things there, but I think for like one, I'll share my own because I think that's what like gave sense to the structure of the album at the end. I think when I wrote this music, I was going through a process of um kind of like coming to terms with a lot of mm, like a lot of the like violence sometimes that you suffer as a woman. And I think um there was like a very strong feminist movement in Mexico when I was working on this music, and it's still going on, um but I was like coming from like all of that like pain of like, oh, it's like women have suffered so much oppression across time. And I was dealing with that. And but the thing, and like where kind of like things started breaking, is that I was in a situation where I was it was two things. I like was in a situation where I then like at some point noticed that I was like trying to exert power, uh eh, or like I was like trying to like like find power, and like trying to establish a power dynamic in a relationship that I had back then. And I was like kind of like coming from like I'd suffered so much as a woman, and I like now it's kind of like I deserve this, like. And I was like suddenly like not being able to break with the like the power dynamic, or like the patriarchal of what power is,
Mm.
like myself and like my own, um so kind of like trying to find myself in the position of power. Um, and I think I was going through a process of giving that up. And the other thing is that I had an experience within the feminist movement where uh, like some like women that were part of it acted in a violent way, and that had consequences for like me and my family. And that was uh that was also very interesting to see, because yes, it was very clear that these people had been victims of the system, of many um yeah, many ugly things that happened. But then like when that happens and you find yourself in a position of power again, what do you do with it? So I was going through these things, and I was at the same time like um writing about like one of I like one story that's kind of there is like the like an elder woman that I talked to that told me that her husband, when she was young, her husband locked her up, and it was like, you're too beautiful and like you can't leave the house.
Oh
um
no.
so like in the first chapter of the album is kind of like about that, and it's like this person breaking free from that oppression. But then across the album, my question became more like, okay, like we break free from that oppression, then what?
Yeah.
Which is sometimes the part that some like we don't talk about. So it's
Right.
like, what do you do with that? Like you found this power, you found like, yes, you're like this, like being capable of all these things, and like it's
Yeah.
like, then what's up with that? Like, like what do you do with it? Um,
You because it also like those the women that you were in the movement, like it sounds like have you ever read that Audre Lorde essay where she talks about like the master's tools won't dismantle the house kind of
exactly,
thing? Like,
yeah.
yeah.